Cook and his wife were watching from that window when they saw the bear standing over here. But the next couple of days, officials expect it to rise about another foot, which according to this yardstick would be about here on this home. The line really says it all. It starts up here and actually wraps around the corner. This bill could open the door for home ownership for people like Robinson. The same 6% sales tax you pay for on things like CDs and clothing, you also pay for on every dollar you spend at the pump. And those extra patrols go until midnight. And of course, police are telling drivers to take it slow out there so they can make sure that the weekend ends safely. But scam artists falsify documents, so a lender thinks this home is worth $125,000. It's a video laying out Congressman Mike Rogers' plan to break America's addiction to foreign oil. It's a serious topic, stirring up some serious controversy. It all revolves around just a 20-second section of the video.
Today we import millions of barrels of oil a month from all over the world. And these countries are using American money to expand their military, manipulate elections, and promote terrorism.
Those words, along with 3 pictures, including one of a man dressed in traditional Arab clothing, has one organization outraged.
It's another sad day in America.
The American Arab Anti-Discrimination Committee says Rogers is using scare tactics to get attention.
We stop paying Americans enemies.
And they say Arabs will suffer the consequences.
And casting a shadow of suspicion over the whole tradition, the whole culture, the whole community is totally un-American.
But Rogers says the video does not single out or blame any one culture.
Was there an Arab American person on the video? Absolutely. Was there a Russian on the video? Absolutely. Was there a Hispanic? Absolutely. And the point being, we need to think about where our oil money overseas goes and what harm it's doing to the United States.
The Anti-Discrimination Committee sent this letter and is asking the congressman to take the video off of his website, but the congressman says he's sticking by the video and its message and says he has no plans to do that. In Lansing, Preeti Arla, 6 News. Sherry, Senator Obama spoke for about a half hour today, coming back to the issue of the financial crisis several times during his speech. While he says the whole country is struggling now, he did acknowledge Michigan has been struggling for a long time before. The Democratic nominee says Congress needs to pass the bailout plan, even though many may not be completely sold on it. He says we must act now before a crisis becomes a catastrophe.
It's your jobs, your savings, your ability to pursue your dreams for your children and your grandchildren that are at risk. That's why we have to act. That's why we have to set aside the politics of the moment and exercise something we haven't seen in Washington lately, responsibility. Our destiny is not written for us, it is written by us. We choose our destiny. And it is time to take our destiny into our own hands and reclaim our economic future.
And as president, he promised to put more plans in place to help get the country back on the right track. Live in East Lansing, Preeti Arla, 6 News. Robert Taylor was standing on his front porch this morning when an explosion rocked his normally quiet neighborhood.
The whole bottom part of the house completely blew up. It just disappeared.
The blast ripped through his neighbor's home and was felt miles away. You can see the explosion lifted this home off of its foundation, leaving behind a pile of wood and plastic. It also scattered pieces of the home all throughout the yard, like this insulation.
There was a big, huge cloud of dust and all kinds of debris were flying everywhere. It probably blew at least 100 feet in the air.
The explosion happened all the way over there, but it was actually so powerful, it knocked out the window on this home. The Ingham County Sheriff's Department says 2 people were at home at the time. Firefighters believe an accident with the water heater sparked the explosion.
Preliminary at this time, the owner was trying to light his water heater and must have been a concentration of gas in the basement, and the house exploded.
The blast killed 66-year-old David Nielsen and left 71-year-old Joyce Dyer in serious condition. Tonight, neighbors are praying she pulls through. In Wheatfield Township, Preeti Arla, 6 News. The sounds of hammers, saws, and gun nails fill the air as this group of men sweat it out under the hot sun.
From nailing to measuring to cutting and setting walls up.
But they're not carpenters. They're actually Jackson County law enforcement officials, trading their guns and badges for hammers and nails to help a fellow deputy in need.
It's kind of a tradition in law enforcement to help out fellow officers. It's gone back throughout my career in 30 years. It's kind of like we're a big family and everybody pitches in when somebody needs a hand.
Fire destroyed Deputy Tony McNeil's home back in March. He watched in disbelief as the home his family lived in for 18 years burned to the ground. Now, months later, he watches as his friends help him build a new home for his family of 7.
That's where all the help's coming from. This is exciting now to have a new home.
It's McNeil's labor of love, but he can't imagine how he would get it done without the help.
Besides a big thank you, I don't know what you can say other than, I'd be probably well over a month behind.
Where just a few months ago there were ashes, there will soon be a new home. This time built with the love of friends reaching out to help one of their own. In Onondaga, Preeti Arla, 6 News. Dave, school officials say Kelsey Wilson is in the intensive care unit at Mott's Children's Hospital in Ann Arbor. The hospital isn't giving out much information, but I did speak to the principal of Lumen Christi High School. He was told Wilson is in a medically induced coma. He says Wilson started getting headaches while playing in a basketball tournament last week in Indiana. She has been in the hospital since Thursday.
When they took her to the hospital, they realized that it was possibly meningitis and got her to the Jackson Hospital here, and they realized that it was meningitis, so they immediately took her to Mott's Children's Hospital in Ann Arbor. She's by no stretch of the imagination out of the woods. Right now we're just praying a lot and waiting for progress reports in hopes that she gets better.
At this point, Kalahar says they still don't know what type of meningitis Wilson has or exactly how she got it. Now, there are about 30 girls at that tournament last week. Kalahar says doctors said the other girls didn't need to be tested, but they were each told to watch out for symptoms of meningitis. Live in the News Center, Preeti Arla, 6 News. Both the McCain and Obama campaigns say they plan to open additional Michigan offices, including ones in Lansing, within the next few weeks. Lansing city workers may soon face layoffs. The city is facing a more than $3 million budget shortfall. City officials say they tried to fill the hole by changing workers' health care plans and offering early retirement incentives. But officials say it's not working out like they hoped. They cannot reach a deal on the health care plans, and only 9 people accepted the incentives. That means cutting the workforce may be the only way to fill the budget hole.
We said to everyone at the beginning when the budget was presented in March and the budget that was adopted by the City Council in May, which went into effect July 1, recognized what we were trying to do and also recognized that if we couldn't achieve the savings, for example, in health care that we wanted, that we would have to pursue other strategies. So now that's what we're going to do.
City officials say they will spend the next couple of weeks figuring out how many positions they need to cut. They plan to present a budget solution to City Council by mid-August. A Jackson teenager is in the hospital tonight battling meningitis. Lumen Christi High School officials say Kelsey Wilson got sick during a basketball tournament this week in Indiana. Right now, she is being treated at Mott's Children's Hospital in Ann Arbor. Hospital officials say she is in critical condition tonight. Making news across the nation tonight, Sunday service turns deadly at a Tennessee church after police say a gunman opened fire. Susan Roberts has the story.